Hi, I'm Kelsey Christensen, and I'm doing Biodiversity Conservation. In today's society, most of us don't think of the effects we have on wildlife. With biodiversity conservation, people need to focus more on what happens to animals. Wildlife do many things for us as humans that we cannot do, and if we keep developing, we will kill them off. Or we will force them into towns, which will hurt them in many ways. As said in Biomass magazine, the inability to see the world through other people's point of views is a treacherous relationship. For me, I think this is very important when talking about biodiversity conservation. We need to look at it through the animal's point of view. We are just coming into their homes and destroying it for our own satisfaction. So, what is biodiversity conservation? According to Wikipedia, biodiversity is most commonly used to replace the more clearly defined and long-established terms species diversity and species richness. To put this in more simple terms, we are expanding into wildlife territories. This is something that bothers me. Animals deserve more than what we are doing for them. They are being pushed out of their homes and pushed into towns where people are killing them. We as a society can help by making sanctuaries for these animals, or helping in any way possible. We can help by donating to foundations such as the many wildlife refuges places here in Nebraska. But how does this actually affect us in Nebraska? Nebraska has an abundant amount of wildlife. According to the Nebraska Game and Parks, Nebraska has at least 60 reptile species, 80 fish species, 400 bird species, 85 mammal species, 32 mollusk species, 1,470 plant species, and tens of thousands of invertebrate species. This just shows the importance of biodiversity conservation and the aspect that we need to help our animals. We need to show all these species that we want to help them, not by destroying their homes. In this same article, it also says we have to maintain the diversity and abundance of Nebraska fish, wildlife, and their habitats. I feel that this is evidence that we, not just as people, but also as Nebraskans, need to be concerned about how we are affecting wildlife in our state and our animals. Our animals count on us to help them whenever they need it, not to expand into their territories and destroy it. Wildlife in the U.S. is dwindling. We are taking over wildlife lands and causing them to become endangered or even extinct. Along with biodiversity conservation, we also have to have an endangered species plan. According to Wikipedia, an endangered species recovery plan is a document describing the current status, threats, and intended methods for increasing rare and endangered species population sites. This is just saying that we are hurting our animals enough that we need to have a recovery plan. This is devastating to me because we should be helping these animals, not hurting them. People in the U.S. today do not think about our expansion into wildlife. The expansion into wildlife territories is something that needs to be fixed. Wildlife do many things for us as humans that we cannot do, and we are developing and killing them off. We will make them move into towns that could also hurt them. We are killing off our animals or their habitats. We are not helping them at all, even if we are creating sanctuaries and refugee places for them. We need to be thinking about them and not ourselves. The animals need our help. With biodiversity conservation, we can help them through many ways, such as sanctuaries or refugees. We can donate to places that are already doing this, or we can help make our own. We can stop expanding, or we can help the animals. According to Nebraska Game and Parks, Nebraska biodiversity forms Nebraska natural heritage, a legacy that should be treasured just as we do our cultural heritage.